In this video, I want to talk about clip-based editing and automation and how you can use these with regards to mixing. So with automation, if you're looking at this vocal part over here, if I just zoom in, you can see that some areas are softer than others. And I might want to use some automation just to increase the level of this slightly, for example, so that it sounds similar to this part over here. So what I could do is click on the track, hit A to show the automation lane, click here to go to the volume lane, and then zoom in, create some node points. So I'm going to create some node points over here. Maybe turn off the snapping so that I can get in even closer and just raise these up. I can either drag here or just go over here and increase it up. So I'm going to have that increase of level that's happening on just that part.
You've got something that I want, and
maybe I want this to be louder as well. So I'll just have a bit of a jump up in there in level.
And I don't know what to say.
Now, this part over here, if I need to create the same automation, I can either draw it in again, or what I can do is go to the range tool, make a selection. I've just got snapping enabled. So I'm going to copy that and then place my cursor or playhead where I want to paste that. And then I press Command V on the Mac or Control V on the PC to paste in that automation data. But as you can see, it's a bit cumbersome just quickly going in there and drawing in those node points. Now, another thing that I don't like about automating like this is if you just take a look here at my volume over here.
You've got something that I want.
Now I've got that change in volume, but if I go over here, let's say I just want to adjust the overall level of this track, I need to go up over here. It's going to jump back to that previous automation because I've written in that automation and it's reading back the changes over here. Now, if I want to do a volume increase across that whole track, I'd probably have to go over here, jump for the mix tool, and then use this to gain everything up on that track. It's not a bad solution, but I'm going to show you clip-based editing because I find that is a much better way of working. So I'm just going to remove this mix tool over here and undo the changes over there so I don't have any automation. So I don't have any automation there. I'm just going to turn the automation to off and get out of the automation view. And now instead, I want to show you clip-based editing. So with your selector tool, when you select this part is a clip and this is a clip. So as I click each one, I can make some changes to it. Over here is the overall volume. So I can click here and increase this up. As I hover over it, it tells you where it's sitting at. So it's -4 dB and how much I'm increasing that by. And immediately, what I really like about this is how the waveform updates itself. So for example, I could go for my scissors tool, turn off snapping, and then go over here, cut to make a new part, click on this part, and increase this up just to increase the level of this part only. So I like the flexibility of this.
You've got some.
Maybe I want to go over here as well. Go for my scissors tool, select that part, increase the level up, and I'm just eyeballing it out and taking a listen back and hearing how it sounds.
You've got something that I want, and I don't know what to say.
So I find that a lot cleaner than using automation. I could still combine automation with this, but I'd say if you've got something like some level adjustments, particular with a dynamic instrument like this with a vocal, go in, make some cuts, adjust the level on those clips until you've got a nice sort of even level across all of them. And then if you want to go make some major changes, for example, right over here, I want to do a complete volume drop on that whole section. I could go there and do a volume drop. So I'm using automation for the big moves, but for the minor moves, I'm doing clip-based editing to adjust the levels on the track. So that is the difference between clip-based editing and automation. And personally, I prefer using less automation and going in and editing the clip levels where needed and only using automation for some big moves. Maybe, for example, I want to do a fade in with this vocal over here. I'm doing a big move over here with the automation. So that's where I'd use automation. But other than that, I think clip-based editing and adjusting the levels of the clip gain on each part makes a big difference and it's much easier to manage when you're getting into your mixing. Like I said, it updates the waveform so you can clearly see what's happening with that volume adjustment, where if you're doing automation adjustment, you're not really seeing the change to that waveform. So that is the big differences between clip-based volume editing and automation editing.